I don't do calls that often, but I had to get on this call. I just want to say hello to everyone. I just got back from the SB Awards, had a great time, and I was sharing the Pruvit message out there quite a bit with some of the top athletes, and they all are all excited to get on board, get some samples, and check it out. But I just want to say thanks to Brian and Abigail for inviting me on, and for Brian Underwood for, always looking after me. We've been friends since, like, the 90s, literally, and he's pretty much shared all the exciting things that he's come up with over the years. But this right here is the granddaddy of them all. I'm very excited about the movement itself. A little background on me. I've been IBB Pro since 2002. I've won 7 pro titles. That's not important. The cool thing is I started doing the ketogenic diet back in the end of 05, 06, and I was basically on it till about 2013. And then I started going back and forth, keto, carbs. But I had a tremendous amount of success doing the diet. That's where I won most of my shows. I was able to pretty much stay at a very low percentage of body fat all year long because I stayed on the diet all year long, with the exception of one refeed day where I would eat carbs and then get right back on the program. But had great success. And but the thing is, no matter how dedicated you are, how committed you are, how serious you are about fitness and eating right, it's a never-ending struggle. As soon as you slack up, the results start headed in the other direction. I find that over the years, when you talk to people about dieting and ketogenic diets and low carbs and all that, everyone has the same issue, and it's those first 3 or 4 days of your body adjusting to the lack of glucose. That is the hardest part of the whole situation. And this product actually eliminates that completely. If you what I did was I took the product that they gave me, the prototypes, and like Brian said earlier, it didn't taste great. It was kind of gritty. And, I'm a product guy, so I kept telling Brian, I'm like, you gotta make it better. You gotta refine it. You gotta micronize it. You gotta do this, that, and the other. And they did all those things and made it taste awesome, and the results speak for themselves. But now I just competed on June 20th, and of course after you compete, most people want to go eat everything under the sun, which I myself am guilty of that. But I decided to put Keto OS to the test, and I immediately started on the 21st. And what I did was I got up in the morning, had to drink on an empty stomach. Some days I would take a little extra healthy oils if I was working out, and then I probably didn't take none if I wasn't working out. But I challenged the product, and I said, I'm going to see how long I can go without eating today. I'm going to do my regular day. I'm going to work out, train, and I'm going to just take this product and see how powerful it really is. The first few days, I was actually making it to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon without eating. Now, I'm a professional bodybuilder, so I eat every 2 hours, so that was a big deal to me. I know a lot of people that get up in the morning, they don't think about eating until later in the afternoon. But that's what I use for an alarm clock, is my stomach wakes me up and says, yo, it's time to eat. So it was extremely impressive to me to make it all the way to late afternoon after doing, right now I'm doing 10 sets of 10 in my workout regimen. So I pick 3 exercises, 4 exercises, 2 exercises, and I'll do 10 sets of 10 of each exercise. So I'm doing 400 to 600 reps per workout on 0 food, and I'm stronger and lasting longer than I ever have in my entire career just from taking this product. So,
Tony, could you have ever done that on the other side of the house? Because I know, and you and I both know, that it's really hard to make it through a workout when you don't have that glucose burning, and it's kind of hard to understand when you're flipping over. Because I know one of the first things that I saw you mention was the fact that you're excited now that you can go harder in the gym. And one thing I thought right away when I first started testing this was, hey, number one, I'm worried about my strength in the gym. Number two, I'm worried about running out of steam going through a workout because I didn't understand. Like I said, we're kind of ignorant. We only know what we've been taught. and what we've previously applied. So what I love of what you said is now I don't worry about pushing myself to the limit because I got the energy to do so. And then number two, you talked about the fact that now you can be sure that you're not going to compromise your muscle through going into a catabolic state. You're not going to compromise your muscle because there's a lot of products out there in the marketplace where will they start helping you lose weight? Yeah, they will, but they'll take all that hard-earned muscle with it. And I know that's one of the first things. And the second thing that I want to ask you to comment on both of them is that I know you and I are in agreement that we have a really hard time calling this a supplement because it's really a fourth macronutrient. And I hate that we got to compete in some category, and unfortunately it's a supplement category. But, folks, I'm just flat out telling you and hear it from the man himself, this is not a supplement.
No. People, I don't want to jump all over. I get excited and I start jumping all over. So let's tackle the first thing you said about losing muscle. So that is like my number one concern. But, I figure what I did to prevent myself from losing muscle is after 4 p.m. when I did start eating, I was very strategic on making sure I got all my daily requirements in. So how much food I had to pack in those 3 little meals, post-workout from 4 o'clock to 8. So I would have a drink immediately following the training, and then less than an hour later I would eat a full meal with carbs and protein and vegetables and fats, and then I'm usually hungry another hour and a half, 2 hours later, eat another full meal, and then one more full meal, maybe without carbs at night because I'm pretty good by then. So I was able to get less protein than I normally take in, less carbs than I normally take in, less fat than I normally take in, but only because it was only 3 meals. But I got plenty to keep me from going into catabolic state. I actually gained a few pounds on the scale, which I was happy about that because I actually was leaner at the same time. And I was a lot drier, a lot less inflammation. I was recovering faster, almost the opposite of what you should expect from doing what I did to myself. If I had done that without taking the Keto OS.
Yeah, and folks, you got to remember that muscle weighs more than fat. So for those of you that are absolutely grilling the scales right out of the gate, understand this is that your body has the ability to make a transformation. I know me and my current weight. Last year, me at my current weight, I would have just flat out been fat. This is the leanest I've ever been at this current weight, and I have not moved the scales that much, and I've lost 2 sizes around my waist. My body fat has never been this low at the current size in which I'm, the pounds, if you will, in which I'm holding. So, and I want you to understand that if it works for Tony, and Tony, real quick, I got to mention this, because some people on the call are probably like, man, this guy's like a 30-year-old bodybuilder, somebody that. And you got some folks on the call that may be like, hey, I'm in my 50s, man, and I let's talk about the muscle mass and I just started working out. So how old are you, Tony?
I'll be 49 on the 30th of August. So it's funny. People always mention my age, and me personally, I don't really pay attention to it, and other than waking up stiff sometime, that I call that old people pain. You don't know what it is or where it really comes from, but it's just that pain from, daily life lifting. I do a lot of training. I actually do my cardio outside. I walk a hill every morning instead of doing the treadmill or stairmill. I'm really, really enjoying that. The Keto OS, the first day I took it, I actually doubled my cardio. I was doing 30 minutes every morning, and the first day I took the COS, I actually did an hour without even, I was just like, wow, that was crazy. It's like, it's hard to describe. I try to tell people, you take this thing in the morning, and I talked to Dave Palumbo, who is big time into the ketogenic diet. He's the one that taught me about the ketogenic diet. And he was like, well, just because you have ketones, just because we take this product and it's ketones, we take it, how do you know your body's going to prefer that as the fuel source? And I thought about that. I was like, well, you have a point there because, everybody right now, their glucose engine is on. But I thought about it. I said, okay, well, if you wake up in the morning, you take it on an empty stomach, there's nothing there other than what you ate the day before. Right. So you're really not giving your body too many options. It's either burn the ketones or go make some energy somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And of course,
absolutely,
is going to prefer the ketones because it breaks down so much easier and faster. And I think once somebody tries it, if you try it and you don't do anything, any kind of activity, you may or may not notice anything, especially if you take the OS, which that's what I was taking mostly without the caffeine in it. But if you get up and you do your regular regimen, if you work out normally or if you do cardio normally, you will definitely notice a significant increased output. And I tell everyone, like I say, test the product. Put it to the test. Wake up in the morning, no food, maybe a little extra healthy oils if you have, a lot of stuff to do, and just see how long you can go without eating so you can see the actual power. And then go back to your regular diet. Or, who knows, you might even change your cravings from your metabolism switching over as well.
That's right. And the last thing, Tony, I'm going to keep this thing under 60 minutes. And
okay.
real quick, why is this not a supplement? Why do we make the joke that it's the return of the Mac?
Well, because it's actual calories. It's 5.8 calories. It's actual, it's triggering so many things, and I consider it food. People say about it being expensive, and I'm like, well, normally between 6 a.m. when I wake up and 4 p.m., I'm eating about $100 worth of food. So if I can take one $4.66 servings and I don't eat anything until 4 o'clock, I saved some money today. So
you and me both. My grocery bills have gone down significantly since I've taken this product. And like I tell people all the time, I know it's crazy, but even when I competed last year, I'm not compromising my muscle mass. I'm not compromising my physique. I'm eating less. I have more energy. And so, folks, honestly, we could go on and on and on. Abigail and I talked before we even started this call, and we're like, hey, let's try to keep this to 45 minutes. We could literally go for hours and hours and hours and get different people on. And I know that Tony and I alone could go back and forth for another couple hours. Why? Because, number one, we're excited. This is something that we're experiencing. It's like, your little kid experiencing something cool for the first time. And you just want to keep talking about it. So
Hey, Brian, I was just real quick, I just want to let you know I do have some testimonies lined up at the beginning of next week, and we are going to have we're going to hear from a diabetic who's cut their insulin in half. We're going to hear from a girl with an autoimmune disease who has had amazing results with her chronic inflammation and pain going down. And so we will touch on those next week. So I just wanted to make sure everybody stays in tune on that info.
Yeah. So
can I say something right quick?
Yeah,
if anybody's
ahead,
listening, if anybody's listening that knows anyone that's taking blood thinners or anything like that, and they've taken a product and had success, let me know, because a lot of people are extremely overweight and they had strokes in the past and they're on blood thinners and whatnot. I've talked to a couple of doctors and they said it should be fine, but still, I just like to hear someone else that actually had that situation.
Great. So, folks, it's so hard to stay one side. We get down one pathway with this and understand that there's such a that the rabbit hole it goes so much deeper when you hear of people that have severe disorders and diseases that this is having an incredible impact on. So understand this, folks. It's not just about fat loss and weight loss. The rabbit hole goes so much deeper, and we encourage you to go with us. So with that being said, make sure that if this is your first time on any exposure to Keto OS or Pruvit, please make sure you get back with the person that invited you to this call. And with that, like I said, we'll keep the conversation going. So tap into if there's any questions here, what we like to do to open up a call like this with hundreds of people on it, it gets a little crazy. So here's what we would suggest that you do. Go into our groups, the Keto Movement of Proof or Keto Fuel Midwest Movement, and ask any questions that you have. You've got myself, Tony, and Abigail on there. Just tag us in whatever question you have, and we'll be more than happy to answer it for you and just keep this conversation going. So with that, folks, have an incredible night, and just continue to prove it every day. So thanks, Abigail. Thanks, Tony, and everyone else. Have a great night.
Thank you.